Alright folks, welcome to another episode of the Jiggee Jon show, Carpool edition. I'm actually about to pick up a next guest of mine who's got a very, very interesting story. And this man is a professional MC and he's constantly on the go. And it is Mr. Terrence Dass.
What's up?
Welcome on the show, my man.
Thank you.
Buckle up. We're gonna cruise the streets and get to know each other a little better. So for those of you who don't know, who you probably should know by now, this is the man with the killer smile who could have been a part-time Colgate model.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't done it, dude.
I had a ringgit for every time I heard somebody say that.
Are you serious?
Quite rich, yeah.
Serious, huh? Okay, so you got a part-time gig to ever go to, lah.
So if you're watching Colgate,
oh wow, the guy's taking advantage, lah. He's taking advantage of the situation, lah. Mengambil kesempatan. True Malaysian fashion. How are you doing, man?
Good man.
So, for those of you who don't know, which you probably do by now, as far as I know at least, he's a professional MC. But what else do you do?
Host TV shows, host a radio show. I run a toast business.
A toast?
Yeah. So it's,
as in
toast.
Like kopitiam?
Kind of. If you've been to Isaac Toast?
No.
Isaac Toast is basically Korean toast.
Right.
Everything and anything on a piece of bread, call it, a sandwich.
Right.
So we have been doing that even before they came here.
Oh, no kidding.
We've been doing that for about 5-6 years already.
Very nice. So how long have you been in at least show business?
Show business. Oh, this will be my 15th year.
That's it?
Professionally 15th year lah. Unprofessionally, if you include all the mixing days and the shopping complex days and all that, that would make it 20 years.
Yeah, so let's go as far back as we can. So how did it start? What did you do? And then how did you get to where you are today?
Wow, okay. Where do I start? Well, my story, I guess, is not uncommon. It's like, I think this story is probably similar to a lot of people in the entertainment industry.
Yep.
It's like you have this moment in time where you have to choose between two things.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like dropping out of college because my dad had lost his job. Income was a bit of a issue lah back then.
Of course.
To pay for the whole degree. No PGPDN back then.
Where were you studying, if I may ask?
Penang.
Okay. Oh, you're a Penang boy?
Yeah, I am, 100%.
Islander? Which part of Penang?
By Lepas.
Wow.
Close to the airport.
Yeah, I was just there last week.
Yeah.
At Equatorial.
Oh yeah. It's, I live like down the road from Equatorial.
Oh, no kidding, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, nice leafy area.
Yes, very green.
Yeah, very green. I love it.
Not too jammed up.
And because you got the second bridge now, so it's so much easier to get there.
Absolutely.
You don't need to worry about the Okay, so then you dropped out of college, and then what?
I did not drop out of college. I funded my degree.
Oh
myself.
shoot! How did you do that?
Well, I mixed in clubs.
Oh, so you were a DJ? How the heck did that happen?
I wouldn't call it a DJ.
You said you mixed?
Yes. So
mixed what? Chopsticks?
I didn't start with the professional mixing.
Okay.
I started with the cassette tape.
Come on, you're not that old, lah, dude.
Yes, the cassette tape, the 2 decks of cassettes.
What year was this?
This was 1998, 1999.
There was no more cassettes, like, dude.
There
Come
was
on.
cassettes.
I was already a clown with CDs.
It was.
You're telling me Penang is in the dark ages or what?
I don't know, man.
Those KL homies were moving on to CDs.
Yeah, we had one of that, and then we had the CD deck, and then we had a turntable which didn't work. So it was a pretty rundown club.
Where was this? Do you remember the name?
Yes, Club 66.
Oh God.
I don't think it's in business anymore.
In Bayan Lepas or what?
It was in Bayan Lepas, the now Queens Bay area.
It's still there.
I mean,
where Queens Bay is today.
Queens Bay is right there.
It wasn't there then, right?
Yeah, so Queens Bay was a concept even back then.
Oh.
It was an abandoned project for some reason.
Really?
So because Queens Bay was abandoned, all these guys that opened up around it, they were kind of affected. So I think rental was cheap, so these guys had moved in.
So how'd you get the gig though? How'd you get the gig?
Well, I started at a college doing emceeing for prom night and all this kind of
stuff. And why did you do them? So I guess it's like, why did you even start doing that? Did you always have the gift of the gab growing up?
I would say yes and no lah, because I only started speaking publicly in Form 4, Form 5.
For what though?
Debates. Elocution contest.
So you just naturally had the knack for it, or it was a passion?
It was a passion. I tried out.
Right.
Got it. Okay lah.
Only English or Bahasa as well?
At that time, only English.
Right. Right.
At that time, only English. When I got the club thing, you have to mix it up lah. You know,
Right.
you have to kind of entertain the crowd as well.
Oh, okay. So you're like not just so-called DJ, but you gotta talk and
You
get
gotta talk, cause you know it takes time to play this track and then how you
Yes.
gonna rewind this thing and make sure it gets to where you want to stop. Oh no, it was a nightmare lah.
I've never heard of anyone who's mixed on cassettes. dude.
Oh yes, yes.
I mean, vinyl records, I get it, but cassettes.
Oh no,
Jeez
man.
Louise.
It was crazy, man.
Okay, so
So that was the one horror story.
but that was enough to help you pay your bills.
No, not just that. I did the roadshow thing. So the roadshow.
Oh,
the
so you
club
started
thing-
emceeing.
The club thing was the 4-day
Right.
week thing, and that was only at nights.
Mm-hmm.
And in the day, I still had to find a job. So
Right.
I was a legal clerk, paralegal, basically. Basically conveyancing forms. We have this. Back then, we had typewriters still, so we used this typewriter to fill up the National Land Code forms.
But what were you studying that you were doing this?
Law.
Dude, you did law?
I did law,
You finished law?
and I finished law. Yes, I finished law.
CLP as well?
CLP. I drew the line at CLP because I thought I'd take a break.
You're a law graduate.
I am a law graduate.
From
LLB,
where?
University of London.
Dude, I didn't know this, man.
Oh, really?
I mean, I've never needed your CV because
Yes, of course.
clients don't really care about the CV. You know, they
Yes.
just want to see your videos, and you don't exactly say, "Yeah, so I did law."
Yes.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah, well, I
Oh,
think
that's
I'm
a
not
great-
alone. I had a lot of.
Well, I mean, I know,
In the
but that's like one of the great DJs, Armin van Buren. He's also a lawyer.
Oh wow!
Do you know Armin van Buren?
This I did not.
He's a lawyer, dude.
He's a lawyer,
He's
really?
not some run-of-the-mill Dutchie who's just going around making crazy music. But yeah, so anyways, so you got that day job, blah blah blah, and it was able to help you fund yourself.
Yeah, back then it was 800 ringgit a month for that day job.
Mm-hmm.
Then the club gig paid me about 1,500 a month.
Oh,
And
wow.
then on top of that, I had the shopping complex thing on the weekends. So that was 10 bucks an hour. If I remember correctly, it's 4 hours a day, so I got 80 bucks extra times by 4, 320.
So you really had enough to put yourself through college.
Yes, because the
Wow,
degree wasn't
dude.
that expensive.
No, I get it, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, so that drive that you had, were you just driven by the fact that you needed a degree, or I mean, like, if I may dig that far back, what pushed you?
Well, back then that was the thing, like, you had to have a degree, right?
Right.
You had to have some kind of paper qualification. Otherwise,
Of course.
what are you going to do with life?
Right.
My direction was to become a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I was focused on, going to court, doing the whole shebang. That was my thing.
Right.
So to get there,
Mhm.
I needed a degree, and because this kind of thing happened only like 2 years into the degree, so I had two more years only.
Okay.
So
Okay.
2 more years
okay.
and then I was done. So I thought, okay, fine, let's give this a go. I think I
Mhm.
can do it. So
Mhm.
I did it. I pushed myself through it. I
So
took my
how-
classes part time.
Right. How much, without prying too deep, how much did you fund yourself? What was the value of how much you funded yourself for 2 years?
15 to 30,000, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
it wasn't a crazy amount, lah.
Right, but which means whatever money you made monthly, you had enough, you had extra for yourself as well.
Yes.
Because you didn't just dump it all into your
No,
education.
you've got your.
Oh,
petrol.
wow. Okay, so then you finished law and then you were still doing all these gigs?
Yes, I got a few more along the way because like when I was doing that shopping complex thing, they
Mhm.
will always have road shows that come and occupy the concourse area.
Right.
So there was this one show, it was Lux, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason their DJ wasn't doing too good a job lah.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe he woke up late or something like that. So he was asleep at the console. For the first time, I was like, your DJ is asleep. Yes, my DJ is asleep at the console. Can you please help us to run these announcements and all that? So I did some announcing for them,
Mm-hmm.
and they liked it. And after their event,
Yep.
their boss came up to me and gave me a card. So that's my first like legit referral.
So wait, the DJ was sleeping at the table. Where were you? How did you get?
Okay, we have this. If you go to Complex Bukit Jambu Penang,
Okay.
you notice they have a DJ deck, which
Okay.
is like elevated a little bit so you can see the concourse area.
Right.
So the concourse area is there, smack there, and they have their own little kind of setup over there.
Right.
Yeah. So this guy, I don't know, maybe he was partying too hard or what. He just couldn't run the announcements. He was
And you were just walking by.
I was up there. I was doing my job.
Oh, you okay? I missed that part.
So
Right.
it was different.
So they brought you down and asked you to take over.
And so they just gave me the stuff and said, "Can you do this?" And I was just voice. You already have the system.
Right.
Running voice. Oh, okay, can. So I just did my thing.
Right.
And it was good. I got that, and DG was perhaps my first roadshow customer, and that's where I met my Sifu lah.
Who's your Sifu?
My Sifu's name is Yaen Hussein Shah,
Okay.
and this guy is a Perak-born superstar lah. He was a superstar DJ in Penang. He did all the club circuits and all that.
So DJ.
Yeah, he was a DJ.
Where is he today?
Today he's retired happily. He runs a beta fish farm. You know, the fighting fish thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he does that.
Where in
Out of
Perak?
Simpang Pulai.
No kidding.
And he's like completely
How old is he?
off the scene. 45.
That's
45.
it?
Yeah, he's 45.
And he's chilling like a.
And he's chilling.
Whoa.
He's been there, done that. He's.
Oh, that's Zen, man.
He's crazy.
But he's doing it for a living as well. He's not just like he's
now he's legit all in with this beta fish farming thing. And
Have you ever gone and seen him?
Yes.
Okay.
I went down to see him for Hari Raya last year. But this year we haven't caught up yet. So if you're
Okay.
watching this, Yaen, big spring to you, man. Thank you so much.
Well, that's good to know. Always nice to recognize the people that set us down the path that led us to, a greater gain, right?
Yeah.
So after that, what happened then?
One thing led to another, and after my degree,
Yep.
I decided to take a 1-year chill. I kind of don't want to do anything.
Right.
See how far this whole broadcasting thing would
Yep.
take me. So at this point in time, I wasn't on stage. I was like behind the console. I had a console, I was just a voice,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So the next step was to get on stage because that's where the money is.
Of course.
I didn't know this because at this point in time, I was still earning like 10 to 25 ringgit an hour.
Right.
So there was no money in it. I didn't know there was any more money to be made.
Right.
So one fine day, there was a veteran MC, a Penang guy.
Gilbert.
No need to mention name lah.
Oh.
Because for some reason, this veteran MC whose name we should not mention didn't show up for the event or didn't want to come for the event.
Oops. retract.
Or something like that.
Okay.
And so I was just the DJ, the voice, playing the music, the playback guy.
Okay.
Basically. So they said, we have no choice. Can you go on stage and do this show for 100 ringgit?
Right.
Which, Gilbert, if you're watching, since your name's already been mentioned, I'm sure you've got a lot more than that. But I didn't know 100 ringgit was too little. For me, it was like a lot.
Right.
I was like, okay, 100 ringgit. Alright, let me do this. So I did it, and it was alright. It wasn't the best show in the world, of course.
Yep.
I had no experience on stage at that point in time.
Yep.
So it wasn't great, but it gave me some kind of platform. I realized that, okay, I can do this. All I need to do is to figure out how to be a bit more smooth at transitioning from one part to the next.
When was this, Terrance? What year was this?
So, early 2000.
Okay.
Early
In
2000.
Penang.
In Penang.
Which mall?
This was in ENO Hotel.
Oh.
ENO Hotel, my first stage thing.
You were DJing and you step up and became an MC.
Yeah,
You stepped,
because it was a two-part event.
Right.
They had the broadcasting side,
Right.
which would just talk about the festival, the carnival, and that.
Right.
And at the night they had a fundraising dinner.
Ah.
So I would have been stuck there until 6 or 7, and then
Right.
would have chowed them out and handed things over to the main MC for the night.
Okay.
Because our friend didn't show up or something. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but that's what happened, and I got the opportunity. And that wasn't the only time something like that happened.
Right.
It was Penang Cyber City launch,
Okay.
and the then Prime Minister Tun Abdullah was supposed to. He was there. He was going to grace the ceremony, and the MC was supposed to fly in from KL.
Okay.
And this guy didn't board the plane or missed the plane or something like that, and he did not get there in time. So again, I was a playback guy, and they had no choice. They gave me the script. Read this. Here's a code. Do the show.
Whoa.
And that one was a bit more formal. It was, the whole Yama Borma.
Yeah, of course.
And all these things.
And in Bahasa or in
And
English?
it was a mix of Bahasa and English.
But it was scripted and you had the script.
It was scripted, so it was my first time doing that kind of thing as well.
Right.
So of course this time I did not just stick at 100 ringgit.
Of
but
course.
So that gave me the experience of doing things on stage.
Right.
But I guess it wasn't until I met one of my best friends, Stuart Daniels.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's a kick-ass roadshow MC.
That's right.
He goes out,
That's
interacts.
right. That's right.
When I saw him do that, I
Yeah.
thought like, oh man, that is the schnizzle. I gotta
Yeah.
that is where the money is.
Right.
And so we were stuck on this road show because remember the Lux guys?
Yes.
They came back to me and they offered me to go on tour around the country with them on
Okay.
a Sunsilk truck roadshow.
I think I remember something like that. Yeah.
So I had hair back then, by the way.
Seriously.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got the gig. But I don't know. It'd be
Ah.
kind of weird if a bald guy would talk about shampoo, right?
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
all right, I got that show, and Stuart had green hair.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a cool combination. I was the straight guy, and he was the wacky one.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, so then how did you quickly when did the transformation or I guess say the crossover to exactly what you do these days? When did that happen?
That only happened after I came to KL.
When was that?
I fine-tuned, I would say, what he was doing, and I kind of used what he did and mixed it with my style, using the voice and all that. When I came to KL, the reason I came to KL was because I auditioned for a TV program
Oh,
called Hello on 2. So that was a morning talk show.
right.
I got there, and maybe it's fate or something like that. They said, well, this talk show is going to be live. It's every day, and you got it, so you got to stay on. So I had no idea that I would get it just like that. I thought I would have, come back and all that.
Right.
But straight off the bat, they said, you got it, and just the next month, we already started the show.
When was this?
This was 2005.
Right.
2005. So yeah, so that was my start into TV in KL.
Yep.
I did English only primarily back then, and this went on for a while. After my second year in TV, I started getting offers to do shows, emceeing.
Right.
So the biggest one was the National Achievers Congress, which I still do until today.
Okay.
So I've been doing that show for 12 years now.
No way.
Yeah. This next year will be the 13th.
Whoa. And where is that usually? Where does it take place?
It takes place in KL, and they even allow me to do Singapore and Bangkok.
Right.
So it basically is an event where they get big speakers like Robert Kiyosaki or
Right.
Richard Branson,
Right.
and all these guys who come down and they get them on stage. And
Yep.
they do the whole.
So,
motivational
what would you say to all our budding, aspiring MCs or even those who want to get on TV and things like that? Because obviously now you're a force and a voice to reckon with, and I think definitely all the juniors look up to you very highly. So, just to get it out there, because I don't think everybody gets a chance to really pick your brains. So, since I have you now, I'm just gonna ask you straight up: what would you put it out there for them? Like, what's it that keeps you going, and what are the skill sets that we really need to focus on?
I think a lot of young guys out there, they are not willing to do the work.
Do the time.
There's a lot of us, even you've been doing clowning for how long before you actually jumped on stage?
Yeah, 6 years as a clown. Then
Exactly.
I became
You have all that
MC.
foundational work before you actually progress to the next level.
Yep.
And I don't think they realize that that's important. They just see that you put on a nice suit, look good in front of a camera, holding a mic, and then that's a profile pic. But actually, it's a lot more than that.
Of course.
So I would recommend that you try to get back into some form of basic training. Try to take up those road shows which nobody wants, 10 hours, 12-hour shows. I think
That's right.
out there. Get some experience and exposure any way you can,
Yep.
which is related to the field that you want to be in.
Right.
And you always have that goal, that target that you want to reach. But this foundational work is very important because it shapes you and helps you have the stamina to go on and keep doing
Correct.
the stuff that you want.
So, what keeps you going? Besides the money, yeah?
Absolutely. That was going to be my first answer.
Hey, listen, we all know that. That's why every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to get into the business. But honestly, what keeps you going?
What keeps me
The paycheck
going?
aside, and the freedom of doing what you want, at your own time, generally speaking.
Actually, honestly speaking, I'm thinking of slowing down. I'm not.
Why is
thinking
that?
Because family commitments.
Sure.
And you want to spend more time with your family
Yep.
and your loved ones. So doing this kind of takes you away, and I have 3-4 shows a week. Sometimes not in the country. You have to fly and all that. So there's a lot of time that you spend away. I guess when you get older, you kind of think about all these things, and if you have family, of course, they will definitely be an anchor for you at some point in time. So I would like to diversify into something else. Focus on the toast.
Do you have something else in mind?
I have the toast.
Right.
So I'm gonna try and focus on that a little bit. But what keeps me going with the emceeing thing? I think I haven't really gotten bored of it.
Right. Wow.
It's still something I enjoy doing.
Understand.
Yeah.
So what's like the highlight of this career so far for you?
Wow.
There has to
big
be
one.
Yeah, like a big highlight, dude. Like, that just set your heart aflutter.
Would be the Obama one.
In UM or in?
I did the one in.
Because he came twice, right?
He came twice. I did the one in KLCC, the gala dinner.
Okay.
And I did the business summit in Shangri-La.
Right.
So that was like, whoa. So far, nothing's beat that.
That was 2016, I think, right?
Yeah, 2016, 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what's the absolute low so far?
The low. Okay, there was this one dinner where it was a team dinner.
Yep.
And for some reason I had on cowboy pants, which was a little too tight. So I learned from that moment on, always try your costume before you go to the event.
So were you actually literally uncomfortable? Just was your voice affected, or was it just?
I think the audience was affected. So it was not a good show.
You know what I know, what they know that they saw. The fruit plantation was in full blossom.
I don't know. Bosses were Chinese. They were looking at them. Is this thing real?
See, Apu is nicely self-proclaiming. It's not the size that matters, huh?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Typical Tambi.
I'm not saying anything. But it was bad, lah.
Right.
Visually,
Yeah, I understand.
So I had no choice because I didn't have any other pants.
Of course.
And, it was terrible. So
yeah.
If you're a budding MC, try on your costume before you go to the event. Make sure everything fits.
And what else would you tell, for those in the industry? Like, I mean, just do's and don'ts. Just like maybe 3 do's and 3 don'ts.
3 do's. Do prepare. So like the foundational stuff that I talked about earlier. I would also say like try to prepare the stuff that you need lah. Like you need your voice, right?
Yep.
So you got to train your voice a little bit.
Okay.
Do some basic exercises.
What kind of training are we talking about here? What kind of voice training?
For me, it's singing. I sing, but I don't sing publicly. There's a reason.
Maybe you should give us a song now.
No.
To all the girls I loved before.
I only sing if the client needs to clear the room. That's my role.
Somebody call 911.
Yes.
Terrance singing on the stage. Yeah.
Crowd is gone.
But do you actually sing?
Or? No. I sing in the car, sing at home.
But that's for fun or for voice training?
That's for fun and for voice training.
But what do you mean by voice training and singing, man? Like, I mean,
from what I've learned.
Okay.
So you need 3 songs. 1 to hit the lower notes, 1 to hit the high notes, and 1 to basically hit all the notes.
So what are your 3 songs?
So my 3 songs are When I Fall in Love. The high one would be The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And the altogether one, I have an embarrassingly a boy band song.
Which is?
It's actually a Joe song. No one else comes close.
Joe?
Yeah, that bald guy with the goatee. R&B.
When was this?
Stutter, stutter.
Hey, no lah. Can't say I do. No. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Let's not. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that. So sing voice training. That was one of your do's.
That's one of my do's.
What else? 2 more.
2 more. Break out of your comfort zone. Like in the last 3 years, I think I've broken out of my comfort zone a bit. I've done some shows which I never thought I would do.
Right.
Like put on face paint and embodied.
Yeah, the Kiss.
Gene Simmons.
Yes.
Twice.
That was. I mean, to date, that for me that killed it. that I don't think you can top that costume.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
I think it'd be hard for me to find
No,
another original.
I think to date, amongst all the shows you've done, I think that definitely takes the
That
cake.
to stand out?
That takes the cake.
Alright.
I mean, I think nobody in town can touch you for that. You know,
Thank you.
with regards to that, because you know the effort that you put in, and you obviously got a good makeup artist and all of that. That one killed it lah for me. I was like, man, okay, that one tahap kaban lah.
Thank you.
There's
Coming
no,
from you, that's awesome.
no, there's no coming back from that one lah. I'm like, I can't even upstart this fella lah.
Come on lah.
Because I ain't gonna shave shit with regards to doing face paint like that lah, you know. But then again, I also had my face painted like that for 6 years, so thank you very much.
Oh yes, yes.
I was a white-faced
yes.
clown, right? I was.
You were a clown, so
but
you
white-faced.
You know my pain.
Right. Well, yeah. So okay, that was the second one. Break out of your comfort zone. Third one.
Third one would be always get new suits.
So what do you do with your old suits, dude?
I still wear them.
I know, but how many suits could you possibly keep?
I have 12 right now. I have 12 right now, and I rotate them.
Right,
the
but
reason you add suits is basically you know if you have sized up or sized down, and that's important also to an MC to take care of yourself, right? So the new suits will help you gauge where you are year on year, size wise. And you have to stay the same basically in showbiz.
Of course.
You can't,
of course.
you know,
Nobody's
today,
paying for a fatty bum bum to come and do their thing lah.
unless that's your thing.
If you're fluffy, yes lah.
If you're fluffy, yes, Mr.
Yeah. I know. And
man.
so was that the third one already?
Yes, that's the third one.
Okay, so what are the 3 don'ts then?
3 don'ts. Oh wow. I don't want to sound preachy lah, but try not to get too involved into the nightlife thing lah, the drinking,
Okay.
the hoo-ha,
Oh, that's
party.
I guess that's you're talking about discipline.
Yes.
Okay,
And
that's
then-
very good. That's very, because you know, yeah. I mean, I've got so as an event company, I've hired many. So I've seen those who came with you know, such discipline issues from bringing their own 6-pack to a gig, bro. And by 10 o'clock, supposed to be a retro party. It was a drum and bass session. Client was calling me and like, listen to that. What are you hearing? I was at another event. I was like, why? I asked for retro, right? I said, alamak. I had to literally get my sound engineer to step in and take over, and because Anna had hit the sweet spot.
That's bad.
He brought his own 6-pack, lady. Another fella was going out to his car and talking.
So that means it's a problem, right?
Now, those two are hardcore. That automatically I blacklisted them for life, lah.
It's like
Never to.
hardcore.
Of course, I only told my circle. I said, listen, be careful. These 2 gentlemen have an issue,
Right.
and I think that's a huge issue. I don't think many MCs are that bad. It's usually more of the DJs who have these issues. But yeah, okay, so that's a good point. 2 more?
Have some financial literacy, because you need to know where your money's at all times. Like,
Right.
If you get X amount of money, what you gonna do with it?
Right.
Because if you're in this industry, which is freelance industry basically,
Correct.
you never know where your next paycheck is.
That is absolutely
coming
right.
from.
Absolutely right.
So if you're not smart about your money, you're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel like you're going nowhere,
Yep.
and at the end of the day, you will go nowhere because you don't know where your money's at. That's
course.
so important.
You know, I don't know of anyone who's ever raised that point, you know. And you're absolutely right, because at the end of the day, those of y'all who do this full time, it's actually a freelance business.
It is
You're actually freelancing, and you really do not know where your next paycheck is coming from.
correct.
But nobody has ever addressed that elephant in the room, you know.
Nobody said that they need to put their eye on the money.
This is the first time I'm hearing somebody talk about it, and I think that's so astute. None of them actually take that into consideration. Not even the seniors, bro.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
No, I'm just saying, when you think about it, I mean, there are those who are wise about it, but there are those who just, you know, no, what I'm trying to say is, nobody actually stops, and I'm not judging anyone. I'm not saying that people are bad with their money. I'm just saying nobody puts that as a vital point to have in your little book of secrets, or book of success, of like, these are the steps to success that I need to practice as a freelancer.
Because if you did have your eye on the money, I'm sure you do, because you've got, like, you know, office in Singapore, office in KL, you've got to manage all these
You have to.
people, and
Yes.
you have to manage all their paychecks as well.
Correct.
So I'm sure you do. So once you do that, you can actually see where you're gonna go, and
Correct.
you can actually plan, if you want to, a comfortable retirement for yourself, actually,
Correct.
without actually breaking the bank or doing anything crazy. Like if you control the partying,
Yep.
and you put your eye on the money, I
Yep.
think you're gonna get there very soon.
Awesome. And what's the third one?
The third one is find a reason to keep going. Be it family, be it I don't know, you want a fancy holiday in the Bahamas or something like that.
Wow.
Which is not my why. I would say if you don't have a why, then you don't have the reason to keep going lah.
Right.
Otherwise, where is your drive coming from?
True. So how would you summarize all of this in a couple more words, and then we'll wrap it up? What would you? Because I brought you on the show is because the entire industry can see that. So people like you and Melvin are out there killing it, right? And I'm trying to catch him as well, but I'll probably have to fly on a plane. I'll have to fly on a plane and catch him.
You'll do the first Jiggee Jon
on a plane. Probably talk to Tony about that. But no. So jokes aside, so I think you and him are probably the two most, the most hardworking male MCs in town. And I think it's important that the next gen of MCs or those who just want to use their voice heard it from you. So like, how would you just summarize it and just put it out there to them?
For me, find what you're good at. What are you good at? As an MC also, we have our limitations and we have our strengths. So find what you're good at and focus on that. Like for me, it's surprisingly, I did not think I was going to do this, but protocol stuff seems to be something I can do.
Yeah, so everybody knows you for that.
Yeah, which is not what
like
I
you wouldn't
started
catch
out.
me dead doing that.
Really?
Like, I'm only the whack job lah.
I mean, the whack job things were stuff that I started out doing.
Correct.
But eventually, I think I lost touch with that.
Right.
Yeah. So trying to get back at it is you have to fine tune both worlds.
Of course.
You can't be whack job by day and then MC by night.
So which is why you got to stick to what you are best at.
Right.
And just hone that skill set and just be the best at it.
Correct. And also, once you've done that, then you can diversify lah.
Of course.
Then you can try other things.
Yeah.
I'm still doing the TV thing. I'm doing TV in English and Malay.
Right.
So I think that's also a skill set lah. You diversify your language proficiency.
Okay.
You may find sometimes that they kind of overlap, and then you don't know which language you're using. But that's okay. It happens.
I mean, it's in Malaysia, so it's understandable.
Malaysia, so it's fine.
If you're overseas, I think your mindset will strictly, if you know it's an all-English event, you just switch, right?
Yes.
But when you're in Malaysia, we have that liberty to literally switch, and nobody is gonna second judge you like, why did you do that? Unless, of course, if it's a fully formal event, then even then people still switch around.
Yeah.
I mean, our Prime Minister switches around, so
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the way of life here, because Bahasa and English is intertwined.
So for you, is emceeing the be all and all of your talent sphere? Are you going to diversify into something else? Are you going to do stand up?
Well, okay. First of all,
would you do stand up?
Right. I mean, I don't know if you watched me attempt it recently.
You did?
Dude, yeah, because of my talk show, I lost a challenge to Kavin J.
Okay.
And I went and did 3 minutes at Crack House Comedy.
And how was it?
Well, I thought I didn't have enough material. Turns out I had more than I needed, so the bell went off 3 times. They were about to throw me off the stage.
That's good.
It was open mic night, basically. I guess I did alright, but I was an MC lah. So it was more like, because I don't do scripted, right? I'm an improv. I roast people in what I do as a wacky MC. So just rehearsing that script and practicing it, and I was like I got like a fish out of water, dude. But it was liberating. It was liberating. But since you asked that, so till today, my real day job is still an event manager, event planner. So I MC because it helps me de-stress. So next week I'm blessed. I'm flying to Shanghai to MC.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I come back and I go off to Bangkok after that. And then we got Bali coming up. So I mean, not crazy the way Melvin goes around, but at least, I still, that part of it I love. I love the traveling bits. I love just getting out there and doing my thing. But in all honesty, bro, I feel the best is still yet to come. I personally, I wouldn't mind going into acting, but I'm a comedian,
right?
In my own little way.
Yes.
But I'm improv lah. I mean, I do very well when I freestyle and roast people. So I actually want to do more of that. I actually enjoy entertaining people, so I'm not done. I'm far from done. So till today, when I MC, it's because it helps me de-stress from my day job. Because being responsible for paychecks it can take its toll on you lah. You know what I mean? But as a boss, or as a business owner, when you have to be responsible for so many people, the stress does get in the way. So for me, when I get on stage and just do my thing, I actually do that to de-stress.
Wow.
And you have no idea how for me, emceeing has become an outlet. Or just being, and let me put it this way, being an entertainer. So I call myself more of an entertainer. I mean, because what you do and what Melvin does, or some of the others, you guys really have that like very tailored and targeted. So for me, I prefer to call myself an entertainer because I don't like the formal stuff.
Right.
I did all that before, and until today, if I have a script, I literally start perspiring.
Wow.
It stresses me out.
Because like I said, I was going to slow down with the emceeing stuff, but I don't know, I do think that stand-up is something that I want to try.
Wow, really? Dude, go
like,
sign up for open mic night. No,
like naturally it kind of calls to me, like, you know,
right,
write a script, do the material.
there you go.
So like, wow, I'm really intrigued by that world.
I can pass you the contact of the owner.
Hey, sure, man.
Well, it's Rizal Van Gazelle.
Van Gazelle,
yeah,
right.
He owns the place.
Okay.
So Kavin J, no, not Kavin J, sorry, Jason Leong put me up to it. Not
Dr.
Kavin.
Jason.
That
Dr.
clown,
Jason.
I lost the game to him on my
wow.
show. Because before I started doing this carpool thing, I was doing it in my office.
Right.
So there you go. Me and my Jiggee Jon show is something that I've had on my heart for years. I finally manned up and I'm doing it, bro. So same to you, right?
So it's just calling to me because I've been watching Netflix and they have this stand-up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been going through the list of stand-up.
Yes,
wow,
do it.
This is awesome.
Try it. You know what? You got nothing to lose, dude. It's not like people are like, you suck and throw and shoot at you. Well, they might. But then then you tried it and maybe you come back again and try it again. Like what I did the other day, I'm like, man, okay, maybe I could write more material and try it again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. So it's got to you also.
But then I do realize that at the end of the day, I'm still improv. I like to do the Eddie and the Russell thing. I can just roast the crowd.
Right.
Like, I can step up there and tear you apart. But in Malaysia also, you got to be careful. Like, no, Pandamaran Anai will come with a parang and take it out on you. Because they're still not very open, right? You got to be careful lah. I've literally had people say, oh, you're offensive lah, this lah. I'm like, hey, macha, it's just a bloody joke lah.
Yes.
They don't get comedy here, you know.
Yeah, well, that may be true, but they're in the crack house, so.
Oh no,
what are they there for?
Crack house different. I'm talking about the stuff
Normal
dinners. Like half the time, people like keep going, push. Then I've had one or two instances where one fella took it the wrong way, and then I was like, okay. So, but generally, everybody else thought it was absolutely fine.
And what happens then, right? Like when you have a crowd like that, because every time I go on stage, a client always has a list of do's and don'ts.
Oh really?
Right? They will have like, okay, you don't touch the VIP table, you don't this, you don't that. Make sure your jokes are like this.
Right.
And then they will basically tone you down.
Right.
So they'll say like, oh, the previous MC was crazy, he was there, and then he got a lot of people offended. But I'm thinking like, then he did his job. He pushed himself. He gave you a good show, but to you it was offensive.
No, but actually on that note, bro, I literally know of those who can be. So there is a fine line on being offensive and being funny. I'm not offensive,
right?
But my jokes have double meaning, the innuendos, and so some people who are goody two shoes can't handle that. Whereas the rest are like, bring it on, lah.
Right,
See, that only works for English educated.
Correct.
Because the innuendos are, you know what I mean? So that part, I see where a client, but I've literally seen people who can be very offensive, bro. And I'm telling you, that's not cool because we're not supposed to be rude.
Not brash and in your face kind of thing. Like,
you can't. That is just borderline being rude, and that's not right. Yeah. So I don't think you have to worry about it, lah. I mean, I have clients who give me the do's and don'ts. I'm like, yeah, yep, totally understand, you know. And but generally, people know what they're getting when they hire me. Same way, I know what I'm getting when I hire you.
Yes.
You get what I mean?
Yes. So that's good for us, I guess.
Correct. So
they know
do stand-up comedy, man. Do it.
Yes.
No, because I'm telling you, it was. I mean, you know, do you know something? When I did it, just before I went on stage, I have not felt butterflies in my stomach, not for 12 years, bro.
Yeah.
When I was a junior MC, every gig before I got on stage, I would be freaking out. 2010, I hit that plateau where I'm like, alright, I was born to do this. Right. Now it's like, just give me a bloody mic and let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Certain shows, I still get butterflies.
Come on.
To be honest, certain shows.
Well, if it was Obama, I would be lah. My knees would be shaking lah.
I can't say that I'm butterfly free.
Really?
But I think the butterflies keep you on edge lah.
That's what I'm saying.
You need that.
So when I was geared up to go and do stand up, I was like, I cannot believe the feeling. And you know what? You need that. Yes. It was a reality check. It was a wake up, a slap in the face. Like, you think you're so great? There you go. You know, it's like I was like, dude, I was challenging myself.
So it was humbling.
It was. Because dude, I was freaking out. Yes. I'm like, just when you think you know your shit. For people like us, because a lot of people don't like public speaking, right? They freak out. So they see us do our thing. They think that we are like freaking demigods, lah. But in reality, it's because first of all, we love to talk lah.
Right.
So that part of it has never bothered us. But for the first time, I felt like somebody who might be going on stage for the first time. So for you, I mean, if you need that just to keep yourself in check, go do it, man.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do it.
Crack House Comedy is probably the best place for that lah.
Okay.
And then of course
Okay.
there's Joke Factory, but I don't think Harriet's Joke Factory actually has open mic nights, but I stand corrected. But Crack House is a great environment because it's small, it's cozy. People there will be very, what am I say, very forgiving. Because literally it's like the crack houses of town go there lah.
Okay. Alright. That's good. That's
yeah.
good. I mean,
Go do it.
Platform wise,
Yeah.
yes. Now I know where I gotta go. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Thanks for having me,
I
man.
know you're a busy man, and I'm glad this worked out because I think people like you, Melvin, and all that, I'm gonna try to get him as well. You guys will definitely. I mean, I have something coming up soon, which I will reach out to you about as well, because I feel that it's time people like us help to empower the next guys, the next gen. I mean, we're not great, but we still have more mileage left in us. But with the little experience that we have, I think we can still pass it down the line.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think that is very liberating, and in doing that, it helps us grow as people as well.
That's why we have that platform, Emcees of Malaysia, right?
Correct, but it helps a little bit, but I think we can do more.
We can do more.
And I have something in mind which I'm definitely gonna put together, and I'll reach out to some of you guys who I feel will definitely help, and I think that's gonna do well for the community out there, for those of us who are in the business of emceeing and lending your voice for a living.
Awesome.
So folks, this is Terrence Dass, and this has been a great interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the Jiggee Jon show, and we were carpooling around KL. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Let's see what's next on the show.